Back, everybody. We're picking up with another episode of Reverse 1999, chapter 6. Sorry, I want to say chapter 5 because chapter 6. So yeah, very quickly, we are picking up a little bit, and I just want to announce some things. So I got couple followers on YouTube. Hooray! The problem, however, and I was trying to find a way how to fix this, being that I can't find their names for whatever reason. Like, YouTube recently had a update, and now so I checked some of the sources online, and they're all outdated, so I can no longer find what the name of my followers are. So I apologize. I'm still gonna check into a few more things, and give you guys your shoutouts as soon as I can. For the time being, please be patient with me because YouTube it's YouTube. But other than that, StarBornFeline, moving on to the next episode, Fork and Tort. Lengthy procedures, excessive paperwork, and bureaucratic red tape. I don't want to say it, but it reminded my job reading that.
Here it is, the national treasure of Austria. The creamy chocolate cake, the buttery ganache, and the delicious apricot jam. Created by the ingenious apprentice Franz Sacker in 1832, renowned throughout the world. The dessert of Vienna, Sackertot. My first time seeing a real one. How should I cut it? If I cut straight, the cake will get mushy. If I cut sideways, I'll miss out on the apricot filling. What if I eat it in one bite? No, how unrefined. The director would scold me for that. I have to think carefully. There must be some other way. Remember all your training, Investigator Marcus. This is the most important moment of your life. Don't get too excited or you'll ruin it. Oh no.
What?
No, nothing. Thank you for deciding for me.
What's with the tears, Marcus?
Because the cake is way too sweet.
According to the plan, the head of the Vienna branch would pick us up and guide us through the necessary procedures of this era. But our train was 2 hours late. That being the case, our Mr. Carl should have been waiting for 2 hours, but so far there is no sign of any gentleman in the Foundation's uniform.
So Mr. Carl is also more than 2 hours late.
A clever deduction. Let us hope otherwise. I'll go check if he got here before us.
I bet that island is a secret base of the Dual Entente. That's why the Bulgarians are so anxious. They're worried about their exit on the Aegean Sea. A friend of mine is in the Navy. He saw a ship leaving the harbor loaded with gold. War is coming, friend.
No. How does that explain the arcane creatures over there? I'd say it's never been discovered before. like the Celtic Otherworld. You know, the heavenly land beyond the sea in Bran's legend. The Arcanum has declined after the Enlightenment. It is an honor for all of us in this era to find such a paradise from the past. You're not fit to be human if you don't understand what that island means to us, my friend.
Secret base. Other world. Fascinating. I need to write this down.
Miss, could you show me your papers, please?
Ah, right. I'm sorry. My friend has it. Could you hold on a minute? I am an arcanist sent from the headquarters of the St. Pavlov Foundation. I have a letter of introduction from the head of the Vienna branch.
Arcanist? Then you come with us, miss. Hands up and be quiet. Bring over the golems! We have an unregistered arcanist.
Huh? Marcus? Sir, please listen to me.
Don't let her get away!
Okay, so let me just say this. Marcus is very much showing signs of what I like to call the, hold on. Sorry. I finally got my headphones thing, issue fixed, so, let me just lower the sound coming to my headphones, because otherwise it sounds like, my whole thing is too loud. But anyway, Marcus is very much showing signs of what I like to call the puppy archetype. They're basically a character designed to be small, cute, and something you want to protect because the way she whimpered when she's eating the cake was adorable, and like it reminded me of a puppy. So, anywho, let's see. Such a story. I'm gonna show off some of my the arcanist. Soul. I'm still working on her. Let's see. Kind of mix of everything, honestly. So I don't think there's really any bad answer here. Let me see. Who am I gonna bring in? That Miss Radio, just to give her the.
Let's try together.
Just try giving her the bond points. Let's see. The most coherent team, not really, but this just is an easy, really enough story fight.
It is here.
Debuff.
I can hear it.
And there.
Stop.
Okay. Alright.
No,
Moment of utterance.
it is here.
A team of nothing but pure debuffers is
Thank you for your cooperation.
gonna be interesting, honestly.
Ci fu la jetée maintenant, lasciando perdere.
Okay. Let's see.
What a tragedy.
Limits. Buff yourself, and then another attack.
Moment of utterance.
Soffoca il sangue, ti soffoca il sangue.
night. Learn from silence.
Okay. Very nice. Okay, let's see.
Relax. I can hear
Debuff.
it.
Or actually, hold
No.
The
on.
moment
That
that
and
time
there.
comes to speak of truth.
He's probably gonna be deleted before the ultimate goes off, but still.
Learn from silence.
Just as a reminder, not to,
There are
not to talk about
materials
anyone,
in
but
the foundation
for
skills.
6, his ultimate gains more damage for every debuff the enemy has. So if you can load an enemy up on debuffs before launching it, you'll do more damage. Just as a reminder, because I always forget that for some reason.
What is happening? At ease, gents. Allow me to explain. This respectable lady is most definitely not a Russian spy. Ah, Miss Hoffman! So, this lady with the big case is your assistant? No spy would be stupid enough to carry an entire case of papers in public. So will be all, gentlemen.
The gentlemen in Vienna have become exceedingly sensitive after the infamous espionage cases of 1913. And their pride was almost destroyed by the Redl case. The man was even head of counterintelligence, and had a sexual orientation not tolerated in his time. Well, I'm not sure which of the reasons hurt them more. Sorry, Marcus. I should have told you that, as your supervisor. The belief that arcanists cannot cast arcane skills without the ability to speak. So old and superstitious. Like muzzling a dog when it gets out of control. Can we dispel it now, Mr. Carl?
I have to remind you, Miss Hoffman, that theoretically we have to go through an entire approval process before I authorize the dispelling of the mute spell. But whatever, who cares? They shouldn't have treated a young lady like that, for whatever reason. Relax. This was just a minor incident. You'll never find another place as tolerant as Vienna. The very same principles the Foundation strives for. All registered arcanists can come and go as they please in this beautiful city. We even offer artists and musicians perks that cover every aspect of their lives, because Vienna loves art and music. Oh, speaking of registered arcanists, could you show me her Arcanum license?
Arcanum license?
Yes, ladies from the headquarters. Even so, I'm more than willing to skip some unnecessary procedures for you. We still have to be careful about security, you know, especially when dealing with arcanists.
I don't think the headquarters issues such a license. No one told us to apply for one.
Oh, there must be some mistake. All arcanists entering Europe must possess an Arcanum license issued by the local government. Austria enacted this policy in 1756. We abolished it in 1868, but we're in the time of great tension, so... you know... Perhaps this lady knows something. Miss Marcus?
Yes?
You are an arcanist, even though you're sent by the headquarters, correct? Show to me then. Your arcanum license.
Marcus is my assistant on this mission, Mr. Carl. She is not to answer your questions directly given her rank and status. It is me, the one in charge, that you should turn to, not my assistant.
Oh, lady from headquarters, don't get me wrong. I didn't mean to usurp your authority. It's not an issue. You didn't have to.
I have a... Here.
Oh. Hmm?
Is everything okay, Mr. Carl? Is it not acceptable?
Oh, yes, it's a perfectly good license. I can even smell the ink from the government office. Welcome to Vienna, Miss Arcanist from Romania. You should have shown it to me sooner. It would have saved us a lot of trouble.
I'm so sorry to have wasted your time.
Speaking of which, no offense, but you are 2 hours and 15 minutes late, Mr. Carl.
My apologies. The Minister of Finance and I had a little too much at lunch. Well, your train was late too, wasn't it?
You were having lunch when you were supposed to be here. We agree?
Relax, lady from the headquarters. You're just not used to this pace around here. Look at this industrialization and so-called modern designs. They have turned our beloved city and our carefree life into a cold, impersonal machine. Please forgive the train staff, the sewer workers, and the plumbers. It is their right to be a little unpunctual, and enforcing this right is a symbol of our free will. In the end, you didn't wait too long, and I got to enjoy my lunch. It all worked out, right? So, why was your train late?
It crashed into a deer. A deer with free will.
Tragic. All right, forgive this old Carl for his minor mistake, ladies. The rumors about the Golden Isle had kept the branch busy. There was no one else but me to pick you up. It wouldn't have been so embarrassing if headquarters had sent us manpower instead of taking it from us.
I am also on the job, Mr. Carl. Should I include your complaints in the report?
No, that's okay. It's just a group of lunatics banished to an island. They're arcane criminals from a small country, and people will forget about them in less than a month. Only a few would believe that it has any real influence on Vienna. You know, the young artists who think highly of themselves, the schemers with evil plans, and the conspiracy theorists suffering from neurasthenia. The Megars and the Bohemians are already giving us a headache. Arcanists, they are not at all the Empire's top ethnic concern.
But aren't you in charge of the registration and management of arcanists?
Well, first of all, isn't my loyalty to His Majesty and the Empire? Before you use the title Head of the Vienna Branch to define me, I am first and foremost an honored citizen of Vienna, and I serve our great Emperor, lady.
And I thought you said this was a tolerant city.
Oh yes, we are responsible for dealing with the problems caused by the Arcanists, just as we deal with the Megars and the Bohemians. Alright, that's the Venerable Vienna branch of the St. Pavlov Foundation, over there. Let's go.
Mr. Call is very different from the staff of the headquarters.
In fact, most of the time the branch members aren't comrades who share the same goals with us. They're more like local officials we have to deal with. We need them as a buffer between the Foundation and the local governments. They can help us maintain peace in the human world. But you can't ask too much of them. Not all of them are cosmopolitans. Most of them put their emperor and their country first. That's why we shouldn't disclose classified information to them. Does it still hurt?
Oh, it feels much better now.
Good. Marcus, did you already have that license before you joined the Foundation?
Yes. Austria abolished that policy in 1868, but Romania did not until 1913. I carried it with me out of habit. Thank goodness I did. This is indeed the era I'm from. That time has returned.
Never disclose any information about the storm or the era to irrelevant people. Put away a license. We need to catch up with Carl. Remember my words, Marcus. Never trust anyone, even if they're a branch member of the Foundation.
Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry about that. My mic I wanted to give me some issues for a second there. So anyway, what was I say? So we got some interesting world building there. So apparently, certain countries, especially in Europe, had Arcanists had them register before. Had them to. Arcanists had to register themselves in certain European countries, and depending on which country, they would then need to present proof of registration of where they were from, and if they had the permission to be in that country to begin with. So that's interesting, and also the fact that Mr. Carl is just showing himself to be just a bit of more than a little bit of a jerk, honestly. Trying to flex and show that he's like top dog. To understand, like we've come a long way since then. I feel like still room for improvement, however. But back then, in the 1930s, women in general were not really seen fairly in a lot of places, and still aren't, honestly. So Mr. Carl there just trying to flex when he sees the two women, which is kind of sad in a way, because like he feels he has to prove he's a top dog to other people, when they're there to either maybe help him or just to, or you know, they may be able to report back to their own superiors and have him doxxed. But anyway, let's see. Succession building. I'll admit these story chapters are getting longer, so probably gonna have to end it after this one. But anyway, moving onward. And I didn't read. I always forget. Why do I forget to read the sometimes?
So this is the Vienna branch? It's splendid. Look at the walls, simple yet elegant. It's like a temple of modern art. I can read the contrast between different shapes and textures. This Mr. Ulrich must have put so much effort into the design. It must be a very pleasant place to work at, Mr. Call.
Oh, no. This is a secession building. Another meeting place for the young artists to show off, other than the cafes. They said they wanted to break away from traditional art. Well, it's more like they're breaking away from human life. There's nothing to like here. Only inexplicable paintings and neurasthenic lunatics. But people keep coming back. There are even secession groups to the secession. Like cells dividing through mitosis. The entrance to our venerable branch is on the left. Please follow me. Notice the guard? It's the most loyal and reliable knight of Vienna. Powered entirely by arcane ritual. The greatest achievement since the revival of Arcanum in Europe. In 1662, a royal magician from London offered it to the Emperor at the time. Since then, it's guarded the Empire for centuries.
Ah, sir. Greetings, dear Sascapia. How's your son Tamino? I hear he's not getting along well with his fiancée.
He's a strange one. What's he doing standing in the corner like that?
My apologies, Miss Hoffman. Please hold on.
Terrific, Heinrich! Just as terrific as your pathetic art career!
That's great. Best wishes to you, Sascapia. Oh, my apologies. Greetings to you, Angelotti. And unknown lady.
See, he is one of those crazy artists. Everyone knows that I only have this beautiful daughter of mine. This mustacheless gentleman went to study in Berlin and has just returned. I guess he didn't learn much in class, and now he's throwing himself into opera. He must have listened to Wagner and Mozart so much it damaged his central nervous system. That's why he sees everyone as a character in an opera. Operas and music, they do harm to your eyes and fill your ears with useless sounds.
Is every artist like this? Scarpia, Angelotti. They are indeed characters from the opera Tosca.
Oops! I am getting off topic. Don't worry. We've modified its original ritual to meet the needs here. Lots of people come in and out after all. You just need to knock on the armor 3 times, touch your mustache, and it will let you in. Ah, I forgot you have no mustaches, my dear ladies. But you do have arcane skills, right?
First of all, I am not an arcanist. Second, I am not as humorous as you think.
Fine, but that was no joke. This thing only accepts mustaches. It's a symbol that every gentleman should have. And not everyone's like Heinrich.
Just give me the list of arcanists we mentioned in the letter, Mr. Carl. We don't need to go into the branch.
Oh, no. Do you really want to miss the scenery of the Danau? As a sight of the modern transport system? There's no better way to tour the ring roads than by carriage. And we've booked a room for you at the Sacker Hotel. By the way, have you tried the treasure of Austria?
Thank you. We already had it while you were enjoying your lunch. Now, please, give us the list. And I'm sure you've received a telegram from the headquarters. You are to investigate the people around Theophil von Dittersdorf.
Okay, all right. It's a pity, lady from the headquarters. Here you are. And that's all of it. All of it. Oh, and this. 2 tickets to the Vienna Royal Orchestra. Please give them to Mr. Richard, and when you see him, send my sincerest regards.
I will.
Who's Mr. Rickard?
The contact between the Foundation and the Vienna branch in 1914. A phantom of history. At that time, people still believed the golden age that had begun with the last generation would continue as it should, and that their positions in government would be as unshakable as the long-standing empire.
Oh, shoot. It won't let me in.
You're not joking, are you, Mr. Carl?
I am not. Darn! What is going on? Is this thing broken? Oh, no, I'm stuck. Oh, my belly. Oh, I had the suit custom made in Paris. What on earth is going on? Why is the defense system activated?
Marcus, can you read its internal rituals?
Considering its sluggishness, yes, I think so.
Good. It's a good chance for you to get some experience. Just stay safe.
Oops. I didn't realize that I was still... my mic was still on. Okay. Sounds like... Mr. Carl got... getting a bit of karmic justice done to him.
My duty lies with you.
Let's see here.
I can hear it.
The moment of silence.
Buff.
It is here.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine. Wenn die Sterne wischen den Boden im Mond.
Okay. Let's see here. That going. And then shoot the fairy very quickly.
Until the torch is lit.
Debuff. Ultimate.
I can hear it.
Keep the flames going. We want these tattoos charged. They sound like the crypto thing.
Stop.
Let me bring down the desktop volume a little bit. I don't know if you can hear me. I realize the battle music was that loud. Okay, so buff. Soul.
I just hear it. I can hear it.
Until the torch is lit.
Okay.
Moment of utterance.
Debuff.
What a tragedy.
Time for tongues to speak of truth. Learn from silence.
Let's see. So, I guess something interesting to talk about is just like some of the updates coming out. We actually saw what looks to be one of the next best characters to have Leslie Soul if you have her.
The scale of your soul has tilted.
I forget his name exactly. I think it's like Rex or something like that. The motorbike. His whole spiel is that he leaves and he's burned. So add that with your soul, you can honestly pretty powerful deep burn damage over time. And you can probably switch them out between the soul, Rex.
Oh no! Miss Hoffman, these columns represent the spirit of the Vienna branch. We shouldn't be so violent!
Soul, Rex, Ulu, and the boxing girl. I forget her name. But yeah, the having just switching out between them, whatever you need. Honestly, pretty solid burn team than just either your healer, whoever that's gonna be, or you probably, if you can set up, you can probably do a self heal thing with some of the debuff cards. Like I know there's some that will heal you based on like your debuffs, or whenever you debuff an enemy, you'll heal yourself or whoever has the lowest HP. So those are things to consider. But anyway, I'm going to mute myself now and continue on with the story.
Adapt, improve, and advance. Arcanum should be kept up with the times, not lock itself away in a museum and wallow in the good old days. There was something visibly wrong with this thing, and we were rightfully doing our job. If you have any concerns about this, I'll include them in the report. And I should remind you that you've spent too much time on your free will. We're running out of time.
Nine! Procedures are not the problem, darn it! You're not German, are you?
So, what's wrong with the golem?
As Mr. Carl said, its structure is simple and yet incredible. The malfunction comes from one of the components. There's an extra stroke on the enchantment. These strokes look new. I guess the staff made a mistake when they did the maintenance or repair.
Let's hope so. Now take a look at this before Mr. Carl comes out. Several days ago, a member of the field agent squad found a painting that was reported in this magazine, The Pan. It belonged to Theophil von Dittersdorf, a deceased artist from Vienna who committed suicide. Its name is The Salvation, and it was found along with a poem. The poem mentions the doomsday, the reversal of time, and the rain.
salvation and reign. It sounds so...
Yes. And given the sightings of Manus leaders in Vienna, we believe Theophil came into contact with Manus leaders before he died, and probably learned the truth of the storm and the method of salvation. This was how Manus Vindicte recruited arcanists in 1929.
If he knew the method of salvation, why did he still kill himself? Auf der Suche nach Silenus im Walde fragte ich ihn: Was ist das Beste und Wunderbarste für den Mensch? Die Lehre, wo der Mensch nie geboren wurde, sagte er. Ich betrachtete ihn, den Ring des Lebens, den Ring aller Leben. Deine Hände formen den Ring, und das Urteil wird ausgesprochen. Am jüngsten Tag, in der Dämmerung, wenn die Geschichte verblasst. O Welt, sein Kopf beißt sich in seine Füße, seine Knie berühren seine Nase. O Mensch, sie bewohnen die Erde und warten darauf, dass der Himmel fällt. Gestern wird zu morgen. Morgen verwandelt sich wieder in gestern. Wer wird im Regen verschwinden? Wem wird das ewige Glück gewährt, die Gnade von oben? Und diese Lehre, das Aufhören der Existenz?
Oh, that was so moving, Miss Sieglund. Poor Sigmund, my best friend, has returned to the void. Thank you all for coming today to shed tears for our departed hero. He was a righteous and noble man who cared for his people. He was still trying to save the Arcanists on the Golden Isle before he died. He left us so many beautiful poems and paintings. Shame that the fire burnt everything to ashes. The only thing that survived was the salvation. We were in a golden age of progressive ideas. We believed the Enlightenment would make ignorance history and lead us to paradise where everyone would be saved. The barrier between Arcanists and humans would be removed. In Vienna, that tolerant city, we would stand together hand in hand, back to back, reliving the intimacy we once shared when we first came into this world. Oh, world. Its head bites its feet. Its knees touch its nose. But the reality is, the survival space of Arcanists is shrinking. We tried to speak up in our own language, but that only makes us strangers in our own land. That's why we have decided to exhibit Sigmund's last work. Not only in memory of the deceased, but in memory of his noble spirit, his sincere concern for his people, and his scrutiny of this tragic world. There is no need to be sad, my friends. He has left us with the Rheingold. We will found a committee with the funds raised by the exhibition to improve the conditions of unregistered Arcanists.
The youngest and the most outstanding opera singer in Vienna, Theophel's sister, Isolde von Dietersdorf, will present the details.
Now I see why we were ordered to investigate Theophel's connections. There may be spies from Manus Vindictae among them.
I know the Vienna branch has a lot of bureaucratic problems, but we need the help to carry out the mission in this era. The search warrant, the letter of introduction, the evidence collection permit. They've provided us with all the official documents we need in this era, as well as a list of all the arcanists in Vienna in 1914. But we're not going to cooperate with them any further, because of the requirements to confidentiality. We'll only need manpower from them in the following operations. In case you spend a whole day on the A section, Marcus, we're looking for Teofil. Starts with a T.
How did you know I was starting from line A? It says Teofil belonged to a group of artists called the Circle. They often gathered in the Secession building. Madam Hoffman, I think we can make contact with them one by one.
What's happening?
I sense strong arcane fluctuations over there. I think it's a ghost?
Okay. So, seems like Isolde's brother, the info, I'm probably butchering that, might be connected with two groups, the Circle and Manus Vindictus. Now, whether some of those were knowing or unknowing is yet to be decided, but it is interesting because this may imply that if he found out the truth about the storm from the Manus, he may pass it on to other people, this so-called Circle group, and they may be working on their own solution, whether it'll work or not. I mean, this is all just speculation on my part. I saw the ad, so I kind of have an idea of what's going on here. But we're going to continue on this in the next episode. For now, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe down below. For this video, subscribe down below. Let me try and make this artsy. What is it? What is a particular art movement? Like, it could be, well, I say, yeah, what is a movement in art? Could be film, could be painting, whatever that you find interesting. For me, I guess I kind of like the old, what's it called? Not Art Deco. Oh, what's it called? It's very popular in like the early 1990s, like from, sorry, not 1990s, the 1900s, like from let's see, like even back to like 1890 up to like 1920. There's a particular style where the precursor to what we call posterizing, where they would use simple shapes to create complex designs. I know it's probably bring it down, but I think so, if you know the name of that particular movement, look, Mark, I'll leave it down below. If not, or otherwise just something about your own favorite movement. It could be in, like I said, literature, film, whatever. Because I know there are a lot out there that were impactful to people. So I'm just curious to see what people think about it and who's like really art-minded. But on that, thank you so much for watching. This is the ooh, okay, I butchered that. This is the StarBornFeline saying, be kind. Let's create something new tomorrow. And I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day, and goodbye!